Good afternoon, traders, and welcome back once again to this week's Hot Stocks Outlook for December 1st, 2017, all the way in the last month of the year, and some very exciting opportunities all throughout the market. We're going to start today with Ford Motor, a very recent crossover and opportunity there. We're going to look at Dean Foods, Tyson Foods, which we've really been covering a lot of the bullishness going on in a lot of the food production space. Also take a look at Pulte Homes, which we covered a couple of weeks ago, and also look at ROST stores, so retail. Just really a lot going on throughout the markets with the S&P hitting fresh new highs and really opening up a lot of fresh opportunities to get long the market. But here in Ford Motor is where we're going to start, and what we have here is really the last 6 days of price action in Ford Motor. But what I want to point out here is this crossover between these two values that you see on the chart, that blue and the black line. And what that is that blue line is a predicted moving average generated via the artificial intelligence of the software. So there's actually scanning features that will present you with all the fresh crossovers to the upside, to the downside. And that's what we recognized about 6 days ago with that predicted moving average moving pretty well above this black line, which is really a simple lagging moving average. You can think of it as a summary of where the market has already been. Now, in addition to that indicator, though, you also have this predicted neural index. So another indicator generated via the artificial intelligence found within VantagePoint. But this indicator is much shorter term. It's only looking ahead 2 trading days, or 2 candles is how you should think of it. And it's not pointing out the overall trend. So with trend, as long as that blue line remains above the black line, the trend is still up. But the neural index is able to look forward 48 hours with a very high level of accuracy, and it's also taking into account the high, the low, and the close of the day. So really helping you understand really the overall volatility. Should you see some strength or weakness over that next 48 hours? But as long as the trend is up, you want to remain in that position. And what we've seen here is a really nice move higher in Ford Motor. But as we look at more of these opportunities, what I really want to point out is really the entirety of this forecast. Is so when you understand trend direction, short-term strength or weakness in the market, and you're also actually given a predicted range before every trading day occurs. So you have a really predicted high and a predicted low that you can base your trading decisions off of. So when we actually go ahead and take a look at those predicted highs and lows against the actual market data from each of these trading days, you can see how this works out, where you have this level in advance right after the crossover. So really that's where you're coming in and saying, okay, I want to look to start getting long the market. As long as that blue line, which you see stayed above the black line, you want to maintain that position. But it's really the accuracy of these, really the technology here and these neural networks. You had a predicted low of 1206, an actual low of 1205. Doesn't get much better than that. So what this allows you to do is run shorter stops, really decrease the risk and exposure you have in the market, and do what you should do is hold on to those winners, cut losers short, and really execute your trading strategy very efficiently, which in any business is what you really need to be doing. Here in Dean Foods, exact same situation. So we're not changing it, how we're utilizing these indicators day to day. We want to keep things very consistent. But you see you got a crossover all the way back here at the really midpoint of November. Neural index up at a 1 when that forecast came through. And then as this market trades forward, so as this blue line remains above the black line, you understand that, okay, well, I can use the predicted range generated every single day ahead of time to help manage this trading opportunity. So I'll go ahead, I'll bring up those predicted ranges. And you really see what occurs here is, maybe you don't get picked up on these days. Maybe you're really conservative, want to wait for those levels to get hit. But you see, if you stick with these trades, the software does a great job of updating itself and getting you in the right place at the right time. So you see about 3 entries in this overall uptrend. First one starting all the way back here at, let me see what the actual price is on this market. The predicted low of 979, the market moved to a low of 975. And that's your entry on the uptrend. You see, this market's up 10.32%, and you can manage these opportunities. So a short-term trader may take some profit up at these predicted highs, be trying to buy at these predicted lows, but constantly understanding that, look, the trend remains very much to the upside, and you want to stick with that overall trend. Make sure you're around for this, really big acceleration in the market here. We see just over 3 trading days market moved up 12.5% just over 3 trading days there. So you want to make sure that you're on the right side of that market, buying at the appropriate levels, and not getting out of the trade if the trend in fact is still up there. Let's go ahead, we'll look at Tyson Foods here, and really same thing as far as you want to make sure that you're holding on to markets for the entirety of a trend. We see this has lasted for quite a long period of time. This going back all the way to mid-October, but when you started to see things like Dean Foods, there's BGS Foods, just a lot of these food companies starting to turn up over the last few weeks, this says, look, hold on to this trend, about a 15.5% move in Tyson Foods just over the past 30 trading days. And again, we can bring up those predicted highs and lows. So you really understand that you want to be a buyer in this market, buying at these predicted levels and executing whatever that trading strategy is. If you're a short-term day trader, if you're a swing or position trader, make sure that you utilize this forecast to make those trading decisions. And you see, just about, a dozen entries here, another one right here, really great levels where you can participate in that uptrend and again, execute your strategy very efficiently, have the right guidance for how to manage your risks in the market. Pulte here, we covered this a couple weeks ago, back on the 16th, I believe, and just another example of why you want to hold on to your trends, manage the opportunity as it moves forward. If we go ahead and really look at this here, since that video, the market's up another 7%, but we see with those predicted highs and lows, even more entries for shorter term traders to be participating in this market while this uptrend continues. So really nice entry here, an entry here on this down day, and immediately 2 days later, moving up to those fresh new highs in Pulte Homes. And last but not least here, just want to point out ROST stores, how a lot of times you do get sideways action in the market. You're going to get a conflict between these indicators, but you want to stick with your trades and stick with the trend. You see this crossover came all the way at the beginning of November, saying time to get long ROST stores, but you got a lot of weakness in the neural index. So that's telling you, look, you may get this sideways action, you may get these pullbacks in the market, but the trend is still very much to the upside. And the last thing you want to be doing is missing out on a trading period like this where so much of the money is made and you can really hold on to those that winner that you got in all the way back at $64, $65 a share. And we see over the duration of this market, we'll take a look how much we're up over the last month here, 18.5%, so almost 20% to the upside. But let's go ahead and we'll bring up those predicted ranges so that you can again get a feel for how this works moving forward through time for traders. Predicted low hit here, here. Just excellent entries over the entire course of this trade. So imagine instead of getting up in the market, trying to chase markets that are moving, where you can go ahead, set a limit order, know exactly where you want to accept prices, and be very, very efficient with how you're managing your trading opportunities, how you're getting into the market, and how much exposure you really need to take in a particular trade. Because you don't have to have really a huge position in a market like this where you're making 18, 15, 20+% on a particular trade. You can spread that risk around and really, again, be fairly small in your position sizes, but making a lot of money as these trends break out and trends just start to run like we've been seeing in the S&P and really all across a lot of different stocks. So as always, thank you guys for watching this video. This is the Hot Stocks Outlook for December 1st, 2017. Best of luck to all the traders out there in the markets, and bye for now.